Inside the Hydro here, a special atmosphere, a special night. And Scotland one up on England after Peter Wright's magnificent performance against Adrian Lewis. Robert Thornton, who just missed out, of course, on the playoffs 12 months ago. And Wes Newton eliminated after 9 weeks in the Premier League last year. But Wes has won 2 out of 3 and very much in the zone in the Premier League. Thornton to get us underway, hoping to build
98
on his fantastic performance to beat Gary Anderson in Belfast a week ago.
Yes, Stuart, and when we talk about get out the gate quickly, Robert Thornton was like a Derby winning greyhound. I don't remember anybody hitting those prolific treble 20s like he did. Oh, in the Premier League, probably outside of Phil Taylor. We know they can all do it.
135.
This man Thornton was unbelievable. But Wes Newton, he's been going along, doing his own business, you know, cleaning up legs, not making too many mistakes, hanging in there on the scoring. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do here tonight.
Yeah, Thornton, 105 average, 8 180s.
98.
And 9 legs of darts in beating Anderson. Wes Newton, 7-2 winner over Adrian Lewis with darts like this.
138.
Well, a sensible switch to leave a 167. Thornton on 170.
Yes, and not a time not to hit a treble. He's opened the door up for Wes Newton. He went to the 18s to leave the 167, and oh, Wes, that is a bad dart. Needs to find a treble himself.
78.
Found the treble at the bottom of the board, but now Thornton got to fancy at least one dart and a double. So say that. Now he's gone and missed a big number.
45. Wes require 89.
Well, it's a great chance, and these were the legs that Newton was winning when he beat Lewis last week. Well, they're both at it, both edgy, nervy in this opening leg. 15 darts apiece. Newton missing a trick. Thornton here looking at tops. Well, that's more like it. The crowd, the volume goes up a notch or 2 or 3.
Yes, Thornton at the moment does not miss that double top a lot, as Gary Anderson found out last week. It's always nice when you have an edgy first leg and you still win it, and especially when you hit that double first dart.
100.
You're the person that settles down and you're imposing your game on your opponent. So Leslie has really got to fire back.
100.
Well, last year, a 6-all draw in their only meeting. Wes Newton eliminated on 5 points with Gary Anderson
43.
after 9 weeks. Now look at that. Fabulous atmosphere. The Hydro, what a venue. That was unlucky. That was 180, wasn't it? A little kiss off the barrel, deflecting it into the treble 1.
Do you know, Stu, when we stood on the stage there at the top of the show, I've never witnessed atmosphere like it. We've been in some great arenas, but the atmosphere here, the noise just pouring onto the stage, it's really hard work. Even the Scottish players have got to deal with it.
Well, you and I were there on the opening night in Stoke 10 years ago, and there were 900 people. And here we are, 10th anniversary year. We're playing to crowds of 10,000 or more. Wes to level it up.
Game shot the second leg.
Good darts, 1-all.
Third leg is Robert to throw first.
Yes, that'll settle Wes down as well. We thought the first game was going to go an awful lot of legs, but Peter Wright did a very consistent professional job on Adi Lewis. And Adi, when we talk about setting the shot up from around 150, 200, that's where Adi went wrong in his match.
96.
This is where sometimes you win ugly, you've got to grind a result out. And in front of these big crowds, because you're a little bit extra nervous, that's what you have to do, win the ugly legs.
140.
Wow, an amazing sight here at Glasgow. Well, Lewis back-to-back defeats, 7-2 and 7-1. Well, I reckon 8 points will be enough to make sure that you're not eliminated.
60.
Racing just before the dart was about to drop out of the board, but 8 points should do it.
Well, I talked about Robert being a greyhound, Stuart, sorry.
82.
He certainly had to be a greyhound to get that dart before it fell on the floor. It was pretty quick. But he opened the door for Wes, but Wes didn't punish him. And that's when, especially against a throw, that's when them big scores have got to come in.
I think the experience of last year, contrasting fortunes, but the experience of last year invaluable for both these players.
100.
But hey, when you look at what Peter Wright has achieved already in his debut year in the Premier League. Chance.
99.
Needed the double 19, of course. 1-2-7. Outside chance to break for Wes Newton. It's a great dart. Treble 17. Bullseye will do.
102.
It was right on the wire, but not in. So Robert Thornton comes back. This big three can be the hardest thing to hit sometimes. And as I've said that, how many times do we talked about missing those big numbers? He's so concentrating on the double 8 that he forgot about the 3. So Newton now double 4 for a breaker throw, and now he's blown the chance.
Well, that would have been a steal.
19.
Now Thornton's got away with it as well in a couple of legs. First one throwing first. Well, double 4 it is. Yes. A rueful shake of the head. Thornton knows he's got away with one. The Scot is averaging 78, but he's winning. Explain
97.
that.
That's darts for you.
It is.
Sometimes the averages, it doesn't matter. You just get over the line. We say it so often in the major
96.
tournaments, especially the World Championships at Christmas. Get over the line. Doesn't matter how you win. There's no room on the trophy for comment, I think is the old saying.
Spot on. Well, a week ago,
78.
Thornton 105 average. Here, 79 so far. But it doesn't matter. Thornton beat Newton at the weekend in a Pro Tour event in Wigan.
58.
6-2 win in a quarter-final.
Well, Wes needed a bigger shot there. He's always opened the door for Thornton to come in with a big one, and now Thornton,
60.
a little bit of a snatch there from Robert. You don't see that in his throw very often. A little bit of extra tension in front of the home crowd, all 10,000 of them.
96.
I think you've got to be honest, when this concept was born, as we said 10 years ago, I don't think anybody expected that we'd be playing in arenas
85.
like this, to crowds like this, but it has grown and grown and grown, and they can't get enough of it. Up and down the country, and of course over to Ireland.
45.
Over 100,000 will watch the Premier League live this year.
Yes, it's an incredible story. It really is. Started in '93.
58.
Now, like you say, Stuart, in arenas like this. But Newton may get 6 darts from here, and that's another wasted dart from Wes. 30 scored needs.
49.
Perhaps Thornton will get 6 darts from this 144. Newton may only get a dart at double top. Another one of those leaves double 18.
88. Where's your require 76?
Well, he is going to get 1 dart. 1 dart at tops to level it up.
Fourth leg.
Well,
Wes Newton.
Wes Newton
Fifth leg
playing
is Robert first.
to the gallery. 2-all it is.
$121.
I thought last Thursday was exceptional. The weekend he played extremely well. when you look at the form coming into a match, you're thinking, well, he's got to play somewhere near that. But like you say, it's 78 average now. That's well below par. But the difference is, from this week, the last week, the first dart, I mean, although it's only about a ½ inch above the treble, it's not a good guide for Thornton, where last week, just above on the top wire or straight in the treble.
Well, puzzling, isn't it? 1 week 105, the next 77. That's what happens.
100.
Sometimes, Stu, when you're playing in front of your own crowd, you're trying to please them so much. You're trying to put in a great performance to show them. And coming up, well, that could be one of the biggest matches of this Premier League.
42.
Taylor, who hasn't won a point yet, and nor has Whitlock. Do you know what, Stu? The loser is really staring relegation in the face.
Yeah, spot on. To reiterate, Anderson and Newton eliminated on 5 points last year after 9 weeks of the Premier League.
120.
Taylor and Whitlock. Big game to come.
80.
Well, everyone would have put Taylor in that top 4, and I'd have said that Whitlock would have had a major shout of being in the top 4 to go to the O2. Well, Thornton's coming back to hold his throw again.
100.
First 4 legs have all been with throw. And he doesn't very often miss this double top.
Well, it was low on each dart.
As you require 130.
130 for Newton. All 4 legs, one with throw. Well, Thornton will return.
56. You require 5.
Well, he missed the big 3 in the previous leg that he threw first. Is he going to miss the big one? No. Straight in the heart of the one. Now he needs to pitch this just over the flight. And it, well, over pitches it. So another chance for Newton 74. To break the throw.
Well, what is it you said about winning ugly? Newton here to pitch a leg. Well, he's missed the 14 here. Bullseye. Wow.
On the 5th leg.
The good, the bad, and the ugly from Wes Newton. But 74 on the ball.
Game on.
And he pitches the leg. He breaks the throw. He takes a grip on this game. Wes Newton looking to make it 3 wins out of 4. That will help.
100.
Well, that's exactly what he had to do. He nicked the throw of Robert Thornton. And now really put in a strong game on your own throw.
83.
Get those 2 legs clear. There's nothing worse than, you win a leg against the throw, then just give it away. Certainly those 3 darts, and he's followed it up here. Yeah, that's a great
100.
6 darts from Wes Newton.
Well, fabulous, isn't it?
140.
Another dominant leg this time for Wes Newton. Exeter for week 5. Thornton plays Peter Wright. Newton takes on
28.
Simon Whitlock. But at the moment, it's all going horribly wrong. It's not going to the script here for Robert Thornton.
49.
Well, he'll return for double 16 to put clear daylight between him and the hometown boy, Robert Thornton.
58. Where's require 32.
Given this leg up, hasn't he?
This will be the best leg of the match so far as well, even if he cleans it up with the visit, which he has done. 14 darts for Wes Newton to take a 4-2 lead. And you know, when Newton played Barneveld, I mean, he was 5-2 down, all of a sudden found his rhythm and got into a good scoring pattern to go on and beat Barney.
140.
And now Newton, that last leg may spur him on.
Well, legs that he was losing 12 months ago in the Premier League and matches that he was losing
59.
that he maybe should have won. It's turned around a bit for Newton this year, and he will feel if he can win this, somehow scrap it out, 3 wins out of 4.
140.
The way things are going, not only will Wes Newton be well clear of the drop zone, he'll be challenging
60.
for a semi-final spot.
He's getting better year on year. He's learning the trade. He's learning, as we keep talking about, Stu, learning how to win
66.
ugly. Before, he'd have always lost these games, but now he's got that experience. He's used to these big crowds, and it doesn't come any bigger than this.
What Newton has succeeded
100.
in doing here
Uruguay 155.
is silencing the partisan home crowd, all desperately wanting Robert Thornton to succeed here. But if Thornton wants to get the
61.
crowd on his side again, he's got to find a spark, hasn't he? Got a big finish or a 180 or just a good shot to get the crowd vocal again. Newton will just be content to see it carry on like this.
Number Uruguay 94.
The quieter the crowd are, the better it is for Newton. And like you say, Robert, perhaps this will spark the crowd off, and 94 goes in. As we hear the cheer of 10,000 Scottish fans here at the Hydro. This is an important leg. I know every leg's important, but
92.
Wes must not lose this. Gets this leg under his belt, stays that 2 legs clear. Extra pressure will be on Thornton. And you're right, Stu, about
44.
keeping the crowd quiet. While Thornton's not hitting 180s and taking out real big shots, they're not going to be as noisy as they are with the way Thornton's
58.
playing at the moment.
Taylor against Whitlock, both desperate for a win in the Premier League to come. And then that darting battle
140.
of the Dutch Masters, Van Gerwen against Van Barneveld. And then Gary Anderson, massively popular in these parts against Dave Chisnall.
100.
To round up week 4 of the Premier League.
$140.
Yeah, the next 3 games to finish off this evening are incredible. Dutch duo. We have a little bit of the like the Lewis Taylor there with Van Gerwen and Barney. The old guard against the up-and-coming brash newcomer.
This is more like it.
137.
That'll do nicely. Crowd getting a little bit more vocal now. What a chance for Thornton here. His best leg by far. Can he finish it off?
100.
Break back. Give us a level game.
He's on the open.
13-yard lag. It's 4-all.
Night leg is Robert to throw
The
first.
volume is switched up at the Hydro.
Game on.
And that was a leg that Newton will look back on. Whatever happens at the end here and go, that was when the noise of the crowd started, and that was when
100.
Thornton perhaps started. Yet to hit a 180, he hit 8 last week. That's incredible. And he's only hit 5 140s, and so nowhere near the performance he
57.
put in against Anderson last week.
The dream for Wes Newton this year to win a major. He's come close on a couple of occasions. Desperate to win
58.
a TV major in the PDC. Are we heading for a draw here? It would be only our second draw
59.
of the year so far.
Well, coming up, Phil Taylor against Simon Whitlock. That's coming up next. No player with a win in that match.
100.
Absolutely crucial. Taylor's never been in this position before, Stuart, has he? Where he's got to fight to get it off the bottom of the league. Tough match for both players.
Both of them. Played 3, lost 3, minus 14 leg difference for Messrs Taylor and Whitlock.
81.
But as each week goes by without a win, the pressure Mounts and mounts.
Well, Taylor's in a position, like I said, he's never been in before. If he loses tonight, then he's got to, you know, in his own head,
85.
he starts to doubt himself, starts to doubt his own ability. What's going on? I mean, there is a lot going on. Lost a lot of weight, new darts, and human nature said he'll start to question one of those things that's causing it. And could be a downhill road before it comes back up. But now Thornton on 105.
Well, needed the treble 18 to leave the ball.
21.
That may hurt. This
71.
for another break of throw here for Wes Newton. Topsy needs
36.
well a long way. Well, all I could presume there is that the dart slipped. He was so far off. The radar's off for Thornton. Needs the ball.
59. As you require 35.
Well, another scrappy leg, but winning it ugly still counts. The big 3, and that was nearly in the 19. The double 16 for Wes Newton, and he finds it to take another breaker throw off of Robert Thornton. And that really, I mean, Robert Thornton was a long way in front at one time in that leg, but he just absolutely give it away.
Well, he did. He found the 1, the treble 1, then came back and found treble 5. The radar was off. He paid the price. The radar is very much on for Wes Newton.
140.
Well,
60.
if Newton could go on and win this from here, playing the way he has, believe you me, it'll be as satisfying
100.
as it would have been if he waltzed off stage a winner with 110 average.
Well, he has got to do something exceptional, and is this the start of it? His first maximum of the night, and it's in the 10th leg, believe it or not. But Newton, focus now. Last time he broke
100.
Robert Thornton, he had a 14 dart leg with the throw. So he's on course for another real good leg, and that will guarantee him a point. And I'll tell you what, Stu, in front of this big crowd, if you'd have said that to Newton before he walked up, I think he'd have snatched your hand off.
Well, that's a good adjustment.
83. Well, we require 140.
Can Thornton find something special from somewhere here? He's a chance. Well, and the frustration was because the first dart was so perfectly pitched that he didn't follow it up. Crucial visit. Well, now then, can he recover? Can he recover? Double 10.
68.
What a chance that was.
We require 40.
I don't know where the first dart was, Wesley, but it was a long way off the target. But that certainly wasn't. And now it's Thornton's turn to nick a leg. And we are 5 legs apiece.
Game on.
2 legs left in this match. And you said it'd be an incredible result if Thornton went on and won this. Would you believe it? He's in the driver's seat.
99.
Well, I bet both would settle for a point from here. If you offered 6-all, they would say thank you very much and walk off the stage.
100.
The fact that they've both been far from their best, a point in this situation, just keeps them interested.
96.
Lovely last dart. Will it be a case of Scotland the Brave for Robert Thornton?
180.
Well, what a time for Wes Newton to hit a second 180. Real pressure on the Thornton throw once more.
140.
4 legs have already been won against the throw.
Well, he's going to get 6 darts from here, so another 180. Maybe go for the 25 here.
105.
Well, that guarantees him a dart at a double with only hitting 1 treble when he returns. Thornton, I was going to say, just set it up.
Too many of those from Rob Thornton tonight.
41.
And it ain't as if You know, if it was all fives, you could say, oh, there's a little bit something wrong with the throw. But he's all over the place. It's ones one throw, it's fives the next. And now it's Wes's turn to open the door. So 25 is the route with this first dart.
He may stay there. Oh, bullseye for Thornton.
100.
Oh, great effort. It's a showpiece shot, isn't it? Ball 25, ball. One dart for Newton. One dart. Oh, again, he was close. He was close.
25.
An edgy time in this game. He goes for the double four, Robert Thornton. Now the double two. Big, deep breath. Big dart and finds the double. And he celebrates in the noise of the 10,000 here at the Hydro. Salute that Thornton gets at least a draw.
Great dart from Wes Newton. After the disappointments, he missed a dart to go 6-4 up at double 10. He missed a dart at tops to go 6-5 up and throw for the match.
85.
It looks like being a point apiece. But the way they play, that'll be about right, I would imagine.
Yes, I think you'd have to say it would be a fair draw. Never did one player take advantage.
100.
The other one's poor performance at times, and we look at the averages and they're both under 90. But they will both, and this is a good strong leg for Newton. Surely he's going to get a point out of this game from here.
Well, which will take Wes Newton to 5 points,
100.
which is
81.
his complete tally when he was eliminated a year ago. 11 darter for Wes Newton to get a point, and that is just about right. 6 apiece, Thornton and Newton. And Wes Newton with the best leg of the match to earn the draw. Coming up, a huge game in the history of the Premier League. Can Phil Taylor finally get a win on the board? He takes on Simon Whitlock next.